Guess what?
What?
We're ready to go.
Oh.
We're ready to rock.
Good afternoon, hockey fans. Dan K, Lucas Jones here. The Dan K Show live on the road yet again. Now, no longer in Toledo, Ohio, but here live from beautiful Mount Clemens Ice Arena in Michigan. Here, we'll take a gander at this side as the Metro Jets take on division rival, the Toledo Cherokee, in a top 10 matchup nationally. We travel the entire U.S. finding the best hockey games in all the land, and this weekend there was no better place to be than the double dip, the home and home. Toledo and Metro, the winds outside are a whipping right now, but the hockey will be cool, calm and collected. Oh, no, it won't. It'll be hard hitting. It'll be high flying. It will be incredible action. The first place Metro Jets, the number one team in the nation in the USPHL Premier, went down on the road last night, 3-1 to their divisional rival, Toledo Cherokee. These 2 points are certainly important. And with that, before we get to those 2 points, before we get to that home win needed by Metro, I look at my left-hand man, my consigliere, mon frere from another mare. It's Lucas Jones. Welcome to the booth.
Dan, I could not be more excited to be here right now, especially after last night's game. You saw the Toledo Cherokee welcome the Metro Jets into their house and then take all the food and drinks away and kick them right back out onto the street. That was a dominant performance by the Toledo Cherokee. And talking to some of these Metro Jets players upstairs, they don't want a repeat of that on their home ice. There is a lot of energy being built up on this Metro side. They're absolutely ready to rock today.
Yeah, and you look at this Toledo team last night that Metro's going to have to deal with. They controlled the game from start to finish. That first 2-minute period of the game, you come out of the gates, you open them up, and Metro looked like Metro. The physicality Toledo, the early Bailey Bird goal, it started to slow things down, and you could see the passing game went away. And I think the entire coaching staff of the Metro Jets, they were up till 2 a.m. in these offices last night, Lucas, running back through that tape, running back through that film, trying to figure out where it all went wrong for them. And it's redemption day. You know, you get a chance to come right back out in the ice, and I can tell you, you look at this Metro Jets squad right now, they're ready.
They are absolutely ready. And when you give the Metro Jets coaching staff the up to 2 a.m. movement, right, to be able to get those X's and O's down, to really break down that footage after a long bus trip back, long when you get the result that you get for Metro.
Yeah.
They're going to come back out. They're going to come out firing. We had some discussions with the Metro Jets coaching staff earlier today, and I think one of the things they are is confident. That's the biggest thing, right? It's that confidence that Metro brings every single day to the ice, every single day to the rink. These coaches, They are ready to go. I think today's going to be an interesting one, Dan, especially because the Cherokee have arrived.
The Cherokee have arrived, and I will tell you what, that was a bus trip royale. Winds gusting over 70 miles per hour caused a delay in the bus. And, you know, it's already tough enough to go on the road. It's tough to try to win 2 in a row against the Metro Jets going to their home building. And these boys are going to have to come in, warm up fast, get loose, get ready, get rolling, because it's hockey time here in just about an hour. We're going to delay puck drop. It was 4:45. It will now be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a 5 p.m. puck drop. After this, we'll kick up at 4:30 to Matt Prier, the voice of your incredible, your stupendous, your wonderful Metro Jets, as well as his right-hand man, Doug Bailey, who's the Lucas to his Dan K. They'll take you away with the pregame show there on Hockey TV, but until now, you've got us talking you through it. Lucas, let's start breaking down these two sides today. I got to start in the Metro Jets side here, and you look in net, you look what this team does. Louis-Pierre Fortier, Daniel Miscavige, Will Augustine. Miscavige is going to be misbehaving between the pipes tonight, and he'll match up with, yet again, Joey Cormier. Cormier, who got the win yesterday in net, did not allow a goal until 10 seconds remaining in the contest. It's going to be a goaltender duel yet again, and it usually is when Metro takes the ice.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, especially for fans of goaltending and physicality. You know, we saw a lot of huge hits in front of the net last night, and I think the big story here is Cormier for the Toledo Cherokee, because after a tough weekend last week, told his coach, Kenny Miller.
You're going to take my story.
Would you like to tell
this? No, we do all this pregame prep, and just it's your story now. Go ahead. Your story.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Told his coach that he wanted the net. He wanted to be able to practice. He wanted that. He didn't want to have to share with anybody because he was going to work on what he needed to work on and come back next weekend for the big matchup against Metro and try to shut him down. And Dan almost did. That last goal coming with only about 10 seconds left in the third period.
I'll add to that story a little more. There was a local Toledo fan who jinxed the shutout.
Yep.
I will not name names because those Toledo faithful, they were packing the barn and they were pumped last night. But a local Toledo faithful said, when's the last time we beat Metro 3-0? And at the end of this sentence, the puck went home, boos rained down.
And that is why, and for us as Yankee fans, we've been taught this ever since the Mike Mussina debacle, where the words perfect game were mentioned a mere few outs away from his perfect game. And, of course, the universe doesn't like that, right?
Yes.
So the universe takes that away from you. But there's nothing you can really take away from Cormier's performance last night. And to be able to come back tonight now, to have that drive, that desire to get back in the net for Toledo and face down this Metro team one more time, you got to hope if you're Toledo that Cormier was able to get a good night's sleep last night because he's going to need all the energy he can get.
You turn this thing to the Metro side, though, and you look at a squad right now that it's not every day do you get to answer right back. Not every day do you get to lose a game. You come back after tomorrow, you try to get a W, and today they're going to be doing that. And Lucas, I got to look at a guy who's going to move. He's been playing defense this year, originally a forward, then playing defense. Now he's back at the centerman position today. The assistant captain of this squad, the year 2001, Patrick Hayes. And Patty Hayes is going to have to play fast today. He's going to have to get involved because when you play tough, hard-hitting hockey, like Metro and Toledo are going to play today here at Mount Clemens Ice Arena, you need to get depth in scoring. You need fourth-line scoring. You need that third line to get involved. You got to come out. You got to be four lines banging. Patty Hayes is going to play big today.
Yeah, Hayes is a huge component of this team. I think one of the big things here is a lesson that you can potentially, Dan, learn from last night where Metro got beat in the first 5 minutes and was never able to recover.
Yeah.
And so I think a guy like Patty Hayes is going to be pretty instrumental in finding that tempo early. That's going to be the big key here. You have to find tempo early, feed off that hometown crowd, and you cannot give Toledo an inch because if they're able to get out and do what they did yesterday, even legends like Patty Hayes are not going to be able to stop them.
Patty Hayes is going to have his work cut out for him today. We go to the right wing side. We go to Christian Adragna. And I'll tell you what, I was told by the folks in Toledo that Christian Adragna might be the most hated man in all of Toledo. He gave a little bit of the salute to the crowd, the Yager salute after an overtime game-winning goal on the road to beat the Cherokee a few weeks back. And ever since then, the Boo Birds were out. I'm doing play-by-play. We set up the in-rink experience. You can hear it in the seats. And when I said puck pass to Adragna, the boos came raining down.
Well, if you hear it told from the Cherokee point of view, they'll say, we felt his celly went on a little too long. And that is a nice way of saying we really, really didn't like the goal.
Yes.
We really didn't like the celly, and we're not fond of him. And the biggest thing about Adragna is, as with all of these players that we deal with, they're fantastic. Everybody knows that this is part of the rivalry, right? You pick somebody, you pick on them. Adragna can certainly handle it, and I think it feeds into him a little bit.
Yeah, and I want to remind you the stats on this Metro Jets side, what you're dealing with the Metro Jets big club here. Top in the nation in goals for. Top in the nation in goals against. This is the best offensive team in all the land, the best defensive team in all the land. Lucas, let's get into the matchup last night, a 3-1 Toledo win. How did Toledo handle that contest so well? How did they control? How did they dominate? How did they get the dub at home?
Well, they got out of the gates early, right? They were the faster team in the first 5 minutes. They were able to score a very quick opening goal, right? And what does that do? It allows your team to play a little downhill to make sure that they've got the advantage and they're not willing to give it up. Now, that first goal was certainly not something that the Metro Jets are happy they gave up, right? You hear them describe it a couple of ways, but a goal is a goal, right? And you're down one early. Then Toledo's able to really clog up that neutral zone, clog up center ice, and they're able to pick off a couple of passes and get that second goal. And then after they had that second goal, it was lean on them time. That's what they did. They leaned on Metro, and they were never able to recover.
Yeah, and I would start singing Lean on Me if I had a better voice, but the vocals are going to stay behind right now. I'm going to leave it away. We're with Matt Prier. We're with a professional today, okay? We can't
mess
be
it up.
Goofy little goofs.
No.
Like we normally are out here just messing around.
As we've been told,
or we can be.
Hockey is not about fun.
No, we were told that.
We were told
I was told that.
Zero fun. Hockey is hockey.
Forget that.
Yeah,
We're having fun. And Matty Preger, man, we got the best team in all the land right now on the call today. We've got everything going for you. We're going to be bouncing around the crowd. We're going to be doing interviews with the fans. We're going to be talking with some of the youngsters here. Metro's going to have some of their younger skaters here watching today as the big club takes on the big boys from Toledo.
Yeah, and that's so cool. And Metro's got one of their squirt teams playing, right now, right behind us. They just finished that game up. The future of Metro is bright if these young skaters continue to perform, because I saw a breakaway from a skater who maybe 9, maybe 10, looking professional, got the breakaway, couldn't beat the defenseman, so came around to the corner and found a centering pass.
Yep.
That is absolutely incredible. And if you want to know why Metro is a contender year after year, it's because they've got these younger players, they've got the development model down, and they are 110% able to create these players when they're young, guide them through each stage of their development.
That little guy's got a nice cookie. That's it. That's what it's all about. That's what life's about.
It's the rink
about
cookie.
Hockey. It's about being at the rink. It's about enjoying a cookie once in a while. Sugar cookie, chocolate chip, whatever you got to get going.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly take a rink cookie. I could use a rink cookie.
I don't think you should get a rink cookie today. Lucas is just surviving today.
You know what? It is a little interesting. When you have these long days, it's always a bit stressful because you have these 8-hour drives. I'm looking at the cookie.
Look at this guy.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, this guy. He's showing off.
But you know what? He's watching us now because he knows that we see him.
He's chilling. Just hanging.
Just chilling.
That's what we're doing here. We're going to talk a little bit more about this Metro side, Lucas. I want to head to the defensive end because there is a big-time matchup. You've got Josh German, who put in that late goal yesterday.
Yep.
He's going to have to deal with the man that no one can handle, David Crandall. Okay, the defenseman on the other end. When you're playing D-man v. D-man, when you've got two great defensemen like this, you got to show up. You got to play big.
Yeah, and I think the onus is going to be on the defense today, on both sides of the ice. I think the forwards are going to be looking to really show off a little bit, right?
Yeah,
especially for Metro. Crandall had himself some really good shifts yesterday, Dan, all up and down, both sides of the ice. He was skating hard into the back check. He was fighting in the corner boards, and some very, very slick-looking passes from center ice in the blue line.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy to battle. I think Metro, after all the film they went through, though, they're going to be ready.
That's exactly right, and we've got ourselves a battle royale here. We got ourselves Toledo v. Metro. Lucas, you look at the Great Lakes standings right now, 22-2 this Metro team. Last night, just their second loss of the season. They sit here right now 22-2. It's hard to tell a team that's 22-2 that you have a must-win game ever on the schedule. But you lose this one today. You lose it at home. There's a 1-point differential between Toledo and Metro, with Toledo having 2 games still in hand. Lucas, am I hyperbolizing when I say this is must-win territory, must-win-esque?
I don't think so. I think that you've actually hit the nail on the head here because in the last
Usually
power
I
rankings,
hit the hammer on my finger.
Well, that's why I'm saying this is an upgrade. No pain at all. You've done it.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Score 1 for Dan K. Score a few for Metro if they get things going tonight. But I think you've got it right here because the Toledo Cherokee came up at number 8 in our power rankings.
Number 8
for this month. Metro came in at number 1 with the success they've had. In division rivals, you have to win these games. Even sitting on 1 win for Toledo is huge for them.
Yeah.
2 wins is absolutely ginormous. If Toledo can win today and pull off the weekend sweep against Metro, there is no telling what that top 10 might look like next month. And Metro may find themselves in a situation that, well, they're not very familiar with, and it's going to be farther down that list.
Yeah, the question for me, Lucas, that I have for you is if you're Metro, I mean, yesterday you look at the game, there were 60 penalty minutes between the two sides. 60 penalty minutes served between the two sides. It's tough, right? Because you come into this game, you lose yesterday. You want to come out, you want to have a physical first shift. You want to hit, but you got to stay out of the box, right? And you saw yesterday the special teams unit just couldn't find a way past Toledo. If this becomes a PIM game again, another PIM Cup, this becomes a battle of the penalty minutes. I think that tilts in the favor of Toledo with just how good their penalty kill was yesterday.
Yeah, I think Metro's key is obviously to stay out of the box today, right? You, even remarking after the game, we thought that was the most penalties we'd ever seen Metro take in the game.
Yep.
They're usually an extremely disciplined squad that doesn't go to the box very often, but there is something about playing in that Toledo barn that got the guys a little nervous, and now Toledo's hoping to bring that energy today as Coach Kenny Miller walks in. All focus, though, all business, no smiles for the Dan K Show.
He did feed me chicken paprikash today.
That is true.
I got that. That was delicious. He took me out for a Toledo meal. Lucas, you ate half of a coney.
Yeah, because they cut the hot dogs in half. That was. And tell you what, though, it was delicious, and we have a young fan here right next to you.
What's going on? You want to say hello to the folks at home? These are the teams. We're live on the air.
Well, you know what? This is why we love coming to these rinks, right? Because it's the interest, it's the community, it's getting things going. Matt Prier's right over here.
Look at this guy. He's going to be on the air at 4:30 here on Hockey TV.
If Matt Prier gets any more items of clothing with the Metro Jets logo on it, we will have to pop a big plane onto your head.
Do you need a belt buckle with the Metro Jets logo?
You need
a belt buckle.
We're gonna get you a giant foam airplane to put on your head, and then you're gonna zoom around the rink doing play-by-play.
So we are on the air. They're not. So this is the Toledo Cherokee. They're playing against your Metro Jets today. You want to look at their roster? Look at that. See, Lucas, this is what we do. We watch. We hang out. We do this, and we're just chilling. We're talking to the people at home. What's that?
My brother's in the Metro Jets.
Is he? Who's your brother?
Joseph Rosati.
Nice. Joseph. There you go. They talk about it. That's what the scouts are all about. So now, Lucas, we go back to this Toledo side here, and what do they have to do to try to win 2 in a row on this weekend?
I think the biggest thing is you have to almost erase yesterday from your mind.
Yes.
Right? The same things are not going to work against Metro today that worked yesterday. You're going to have to come into this with a little bit of an extra motivation, a little bit of a new game plan. You're going to have to surprise the folks, right? You're going to have to come out here and surprise these Metro Jets players. But I think Toledo has it in them. I think you saw the team
right now.
You saw the team coming in. They're all business. They are extremely serious. And I think the most interesting thing, Dan, for me is both teams had to stay out of the box today. Whenever you have these weekend games, these back-to-backs, right, there's always a little extra that gets transferred, gets brought down with the rink. Sometimes the fans bring it. Sometimes the players bring it. But I think between these two rivals, everyone's going to bring it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to bring your A game when you play here in Mount Clemens Ice Arena. Lucas, the new broadcast booth, the beautiful building. I mean, you look at what Metro does as an organization, and, they're synonymous with winning hockey games. They're synonymous with great play. They're synonymous with, you talk about it, they start to get kind of that New York Yankees vibe of the evil empire, right? That's why the folks in Toledo last night, the Boo Birds, were out in the packed house, and they were making it tough on Metro. And we talked to Coach Quenville before this all started up here today, and he talked about it. He said, he goes, it's par for the course. You get it. You win enough games, and you keep beating folks, you start to become the villain, right? And I tell you what, the folks here in Metro, they look at this squad and they know that this is Batman, this is Superman. That's what this is. There is no villain in this Jets side.
Absolutely. I mean, you and I as Yankee fans know very well what it's like to be cast as the villain, right? That you win for long enough, and all of a sudden everyone just seems to want to take a piece of you. You got a big target on your back, right?
Yes, sir.
But the big thing here for Metro is they feed off that energy. These teams that feel like they're ready for the playoffs, they're ready to go to nationals. No one is ever assured anything in the USPHL, and we have seen some historic comebacks and some historic drop-offs. But I think this coaching staff right now is taking this one game at a time. Tonight's a huge game, but there is always that little bit extra. You sometimes want to look a little farther ahead.
Yeah, and you talk about it right now, Lucas. You come into this one, Alex Schaumburger this year, 23 goals, 20 assists, 43 points on the year. The Jets have 8 players this season with 10-plus points. 8. You talk about depth in scoring. You talk about the importance of it when you're playing a rival, when you're playing a team like Toledo, when you're going to play a physical game, when the defense is going to show up, when you're going to be playing some slobber knocker hockey, you're going to be hitting each other around the rink. You got to find scoring from everywhere. Who do you think is the guy tonight for Metro who gets the job done? Who do you think lights the lamp? Who do you think ends up with that Dan K Show starter game hat on at the end of the day?
Well, I think that's a tough call. I think Dragna is playing with a lot on his plate right now. I think that Dragna really wants to make this Toledo side hurt. I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see Hellman get involved tonight in a big way.
Oh, yeah.
Hellman was involved last night in a big way, made a couple of really good plays, and one of the problems you run into when you face a team that's as deep in the forward side as Metro, you can't lock down everyone, right? And you'll see it in the NFL. If there's one guy who's really good, that guy's not going to get a ton of passes, so it falls to everyone else. Now with a team that has every good wide receiver, that has every good forward, right, sometimes guys are able to slip under the radar. I think Hellman is the guy that's going to put himself right place, right time, and get one today.
Look at this Toledo side, and if you are sitting in your Metro blue, red, and white at home watching along with us or in the rink here today, you got to know, who am I looking out for? Obviously, you got Cormier in net, but the big man last night was the Birdman, Bailey Bird. Bailey was not cordial at all while he was on ice, man. This Bailey is good. Bird soars in, scores the first goal of the game, and that's what turned the tide for Toledo early in that one. What do you got to watch out for with a guy like Bailey Bird out there on the ice?
You got to keep your head up. Every time Bailey comes onto the ice, you got to make sure he's a marked man. And I think one of the biggest ways that he hurts you is with his breakaway. It's not that it's blinding speed. It's that it's a combination of speed, of skill, of good hands, and creativity.
Yeah, for sure.
Right there, we've seen him take a number of really good-looking shots, and then he's just as likely to get the goaltender to split the legs and just kind of push it through, right? It's not about being a hero or being flashy, although Bird's goal selling,
it was pretty good.
Incredible.
Pretty good.
The aggressive flapping Bird as you skate by the hometown faithful, that is one of a kind.
The Bird goal selling is one of the best in the game. You look down the list here, and a guy last night who got physical in that one from the centerman position was Kieran Carlisle, and Carlisle was dangerous to deal with. If you're Metro, you've got to match that physicality with a little of your own.
Yeah, and I think these are the guys you have to mark, right? There goes into that category of if they're on the ice, you really got to watch out. I think one of the things that Toledo does really well is every player plays physically. Every player has size and speed and skill. And for Metro, you might come up with a storyline that says maybe Toledo on average can out-physical them.
Yeah.
You could come up with that storyline, but I think that's replaced by Metro's determination, by their grit. They do not want to lose 2 in a row. They do not want to lose 2 in a row to Toledo.
Lucas, as we prepare to throw this up to the crew in the booth on Hockey TV, the 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time start to that pregame show, I look to you and we have to make our selections today. Yesterday we were both right. We both selected the upset victory for Toledo at home. Today we sit here at beautiful Michigan, the cherry state. They got cherries up here. They're delicious, I'll tell you that much. You can get some cherry coffee at Big B Coffee. Who do you got here tonight between Metro and Toledo? Who wins the rematch?
First of all, why have I never been told about cherry coffee before?
You saw me get the cherry coffee a couple years back.
I don't remember it.
We were at Fraser. I got a cherry coffee. There's cherry.
This guy's out here making fun of my exotic coffee taste, and you're drinking coffee made out of cherries.
You know what? It was pretty fancy.
Just
It's not made of cherries. You don't grind down cherries in hot water.
Well,
Understand the process. Just flavored.
I'm into that. We're going to have to get that tomorrow before we head back to New Jersey. That 12-hour drive is going to be a lot of coffee.
We'll make a Big B stop.
Really, I'm just stalling because this is a tough decision.
Make the pick.
And you think that for a guy that's worked alongside of Dan for 7 years,
Make the pick.
I know this question's coming,
Make the pick.
and yet I'm never prepared.
Make the pick. Make the pick.
I'm going to go with Metro tonight by 2 goals.
2 goals.
I think you're going to see.
Not going to give a score.
I think you're going to see. If you want me to give a score, I'll say 4-2.
4-2. Okay.
I think what
4-2
you're going to
Metro.
see is you're going to see Metro get out early. They're going to score first. I think it's going to get close, and you're going to get that classic 3-2. Toledo pulls the netminder, and you get that empty net, that playoff hockey, right, that we can all count on from time to time. So I think that's going to be kind of the tale of this game. I've got Metro to avoid the sweep, 4-2.
All the hospitality last night. Kenny Miller takes you out to breakfast this morning, gets me some chicken paprikash, and you're going to come out here and you're going to tell me that you're picking against him.
Well, I mean, you just got to call it like you see it.
You do.
I see them avoiding the weekend sweep.
I look at this Metro side and I see the number 1 team in the nation. I see the most goals for, the least goals against. I see 3 netminders that on any night can dominate, can take over a game, and can win it all by their lonesome if they can just get one put in the back of the net. I see forwards with depth, with skill, with speed. I see a team that needs to ring the bell, that needs to answer the bell today. what happened yesterday in Toledo was not Metro hockey. And I can tell you, Coach Quenville would tell you the same thing. Coach Lovell will say the same thing. Coach Serralo will say the same thing. The boys had an off night. But you know what happens in the game of hockey when you have an off night? You get back in the rink and you answer back. And about this level, man, you talk about junior hockey. You talk about trying to get to the next level. You talk about trying to play collegiately. You talk about going from boys to men, right? From kind of growing up through the game. You talk about that process here for this squad. This is that day. This is that teaching moment. And when I look at who I got to select today, Toledo's tough. They're hard-nosed. They completely controlled the game yesterday. They took the passing game away from those Jets. They're 22-2 for a reason because they do not lose 2 in a row. I think this Metro team gets out of the gates and scores one in the 5th minute. I think with 14:52 remaining on the clock, you are going to look up at the scoreboard and see it at 1-0 Metro Jets. I think the final score, 4-0 Metro Jets beat the Toledo Cherokee.
Wow.
I think Toledo comes out. I think it gets physical. I think it's 1-0 after 1. I think the goals come late and they start to pour on in. I think Cormier is stellar, but the shot total's too high. I've got Metro 4-0.
So you saw how specific I went with my prediction, and you thought
More specific.
got to be more specific.
When I was in 6th grade, I was in the school musical, and I played Captain Specific, a character who is very specific about all of his things.
Which play is that from?
I don't know.
Were you just very specific on a stage?
Yes, I was just very specific. I wore a cape, and I got the rollerblade, and that's the reason why I took the role.
Well, I'll tell you what, from a one-man show of Captain Specific to the two-man show of you and I, we could not be happier about having made this drive out here. I mean, it is a long drive for sure, but getting to experience Toledo last night, getting to experience the Ice Arena today, being entrenched with the fans. That is where you and I love to be, is amongst the fans, getting into it a little bit. I know you're going to be on the bleacher side of things, doing some interviews in the second period. You're going to be all over the place.
All over the place.
I'm going to go in with my numbers people, maybe close to the scorer's booth, maybe down on that side of the ice. We're going to be giving you ice level reactions all game long. Your normal Metro broadcast crew is going to handle it up top. The 4-man broadcast crew, very rarely happens, but it's happening tonight.
It's happening tonight. We're pulling out all the stops, man. This is the game, the best matchup in the country today in junior hockey. Metro Jets, Toledo Cherokee, top 10 matchup nationwide. Will the Cherokee complete the home-and-home sweep of the Metro Jets? Will the Metro Jets get redemption on their home rink and win again? I won't bring up the stat that Matt Preer told me before the broadcast because I ain't going to be the jinx, but it's pretty good in favor of Metro right now. Metro v. Toledo, two of the best barns in all the land. The experience, the professionalism, the hard work that goes into these two organizations. We are so proud to be a part of a league, to be a part of a business where we get to work with folks like Justin Quenville here. You get to work with folks like Mr. Kenny Miller with the Toledo Cherokee. These two organizations should be proud of what they're putting out there. You want to find out more about being a Metro Jet, man, just walk into the rink here at Mount Clemens or head to USPHL.com or ask us about it. We can get you in touch with the best man in all the biz, Coach Quenville. The guy does it all. The guy does it all.
He really does. I mean, we have said that he could be the first combined president of the U.S. and Canada.
I thought so. I still think so. I vote for him. I write him in every year, and it's just he keeps telling me, stop it.
He certainly can, and you can make Kenny Miller maybe Secretary of the Treasury.
Possibly.
We could put a whole combined Canada and America government together with just the phenomenal coaches out here in the Great Lakes.
And we're just going to create. It's going to be one big unit basket. That's what it's going to be.
That's it. And then, of course, eventually you're not allowed to do that, right? So it will last approximately 5 minutes or until we tweet it out, and then we'll receive a stern tweet that, no, that's not possible. But, you got to try.
Yes, you do. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Elite Junior Profiles. That's www.elitejrprofiles.com. Take your recruiting profile to the next level now. Any athlete, you've got your hockey player, you've got your softball player, you've got your basketball player. You're trying to get to the collegiate ranks. You're trying to be seen by scouts and coaches all around the world. You go to EliteJuniorProfiles.com, EliteJRProfiles.com. Sign up today for a Disc Enhanced profile. Take your recruiting profile to the next level. Be seen by coaches worldwide. Remastered Sleep. It's the water bottle of your dreams, okay? You can stop snoring with just a sip. You take a sip, the snoring stops, you can sleep again. It's okay. The house isn't so loud. Dan K Show 10 at checkout, the coupon code. You'll get 10% off your water bottle order. I'm telling you right now, this water bottle, it strengthens the muscles that cause snoring. They weaken. You know, sometimes Lucas and I will eat a couple too many hot dogs on the road, a couple too many Conies, a couple too many National Lafayette and American Conies. We'll go to Chicago, we'll get the deep dish pizza, and the snoring starts to happen. Well, guess what? Strengthen those muscles back up. We use our Remastered Sleep water bottle every day. Love it, love it, love it. How about USPHL.com? You can head over there right now, find out more about the best league in all the land. The NCDC, the National Collegiate Development Conference, Tier 2 hockey played in New England. Guess what? Most NHL entry-level draft picks of any Tier 2 North American league. Incredible work by them. Top Tier 2 league in all of America here. Lucas, we got to kick it up to the best crew in all the land, Mr. Bailey and Mr. Matt Prier, for your pregame show on Hockey TV. Your parting words for the folks at home. I had nothing else to say either. When Dan K's on the mic, it's always hockey night. You heard it right here, Metro and Metro, the picks today. We were right yesterday. Will we go 2 for 2? Will we have the perfect weekend? Will we ever be invited back to Toledo? I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have to keep watching. Metro Jets, Toledo Cherokee, 5 p.m. Eastern Time puck drop. But head on up to the booth right now with Matt Prier and Doug Bailey, the voices of your wonderful Metro Jets, with your pregame show on Hockey TV.
And you know, Dan, while I shut off the stream,
Yeah.
on our Dan K Show, we always do a little joking around after an episode.
Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot.
Okay, go ahead. Put me on the spot.
You mentioned 3 stellar Coney places, 3 competing locations
American, Lafayette, National.
from which you can order your Coney.
Yep.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
That's easy.
Who is your least favorite Coney? You thought you knew the question, and I went, nope. Hard left turn.
If I had to power rank those 3,
Okay.
I'm going Lafayette number 1. I'm going National 2.
Ooh.
I'm going American 3. And I'm going to stick by that, and I'm going to live with that.
Well, if there's one thing you do, Dan, it's stick by your decisions. But for now, bye, folks.